Hello, welcome. Let me know if the music is too loud. I'm going to turn it down just a little. The only thing is I feel like I'm competing against the dishwasher that I turned on about 5:30 and it's still going. Hello. Hey, Frida. Are you feeling okay? So I'm going to get it started showing you the pieces from last week. So we are going to get started. Hello, I can't see who else is there, but I will look up in a couple of secs. I don't think I'm getting old. Sometimes I forget from week to week what I've done. So we did this piece, and if you remember, we dipped it onto the wax paper. I think you can see the wax paper, right? And so I was trying to do this flower design and it didn't quite work out. So then I just put more paint on the canvas and dipped it again. So this is what we came up with. I'm missing a piece. Like I go to hang the pieces and then I forget what I did. I have like over 100 pieces of artwork here. And this was the big one we did, and we did one in between. If I figure it out, I'll show it to you. I apologize. So this is the last Friday of the month. And if you've been with me any time, I decided to dedicate the last Friday of the month to do birthdays. So how does that work? So, of course I can't do everybody's birthday, but I try to do as many as I can. So what I do is, I've been kind of like reaching out to people, asking them what their favorite colors are. Some of the pieces I will incorporate multiple colors from different people's birthdays, and some may just have their own. It just depends on what I think I'm doing. So let's see. We have Samantha, whose birthday was on the 24th. And then there were two birthdays today, Sonora and Catherine. And Catherine is Cat on Instagram. It's only, I can't remember her like handle, but if people are on here from Instagram, you all know who Cat is because she is a bundle of joy. Then we have Josie. Her birthday was on the 1st, along with Kiana. Yay, go Josie. And so I think I'm going to start with Samantha's colors. Well, I guess I should look up and make sure Samantha is here. It wouldn't be good to start with her colors if she wasn't here to view it. Oh, I don't know what happened to the music that fast. I have to figure it out. Frida Pfeiffer, Samantha. Thank you. Oh yeah, the one piece with all those colors. Yeah, that one was small. That one was an 8x8. Can you all hear the dishwasher? I hope not. Oh, you know what? I think when I turned the music down some, I turned it all the way down, and I didn't realize that. So let's turn it back up. So Samantha is here, so we'll do her colors. And not everybody is going to come. What I do is, because I ask you all to give me colors, like for inspiration, I just use colors from people's birthdays this day. Not that everybody will come, but some people watch it later. So Samantha's colors are burgundy, orange, mustard, and gold. That's a different mustard on the card, and gold. And I'm going going to do oh, and then there was another birthday. My bonus daughter, her birthday was the 16th. I'm going to do this one. This is an 11 by 14. I thought I was using a different size, but that's okay. I'm going to get the risers for this. Let's see. And then I'm going to probably have a mini heart attack because I don't have extra plastic down. But we will survive. Let's see. If I use them all night, it won't be too bad. We have some toys. So we have some split cups. I'm trying to think these colors. Maybe we'll use this swirl split cup and we'll layer the colors. I kind of feel like, so we'll layer it so we have 4 wells or whatever they're called. And we'll layer it and let's see, what kind of pour technique will we do? I think we will do like a ring. So let me know if the music is too loud or even if you can hear the dishwasher. I apologize. And I can like stop it. Although it's probably should be almost done since it's been on for quite some time. Oh, I didn't know that I got a little on the canvas, but it'll be okay. So I'm hoping that no one color dominates the piece. I won't be able to see the comments until like after I'm done with this piece. So I won't know if the music is too loud. Yikers. So I hope everyone is well. Carson was exposed to the virus. So he has to quarantine for 10 days per the school. So he's in his room. So luckily he has his own bathroom. So I just take the food to the door. And keep it moving. Okay. I apologize that some paint got on the canvas. Oh, you know what? I probably should look up just to make sure you all can see. Oh my gosh, I'm happy I looked up. Let's see. I think I have to put it up a little more. Let's see. I think you all at least saw me layer the cup. Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of space over there. I'll move the canvas over some. I know I moved the tripod some. So let me move the canvas a little. So I'm excited about these new toys. I unpacked them last week. I actually used one and made a few vases with it. Okay, so I didn't read the comments. I apologize. So I hope that I'm speaking loud enough, and I hope the music isn't too loud. So I guess I've just done a straight pour. The colors seem like they're blending nicely together. I might do like a little jagged edge or something. Like maybe come out with it a little. I'm just doing that to add to the composition. You could also add to the composition by the distance from the canvas. I wish these cups were, let's see, I'll talk about it. So what I wish like this part, like I wish that the tip was just the tip and that these parts that split it wasn't that high up. But it is what it is. So fingers crossed our orange doesn't take over. So I'm going to stretch it a little and then I probably will use more paint. But let's see what we have so far. I felt like at first there was a nice amount of the different colors. Well, at least the burgundy and the orange. I think the yellow and the gold because, or the mustard and the gold because they're so close in color. I think that they got kind of lost in the sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some more. Let's see. I think I will let some of this go off a little. So let me know what you think. I'm going to use a little more paint. Let's see. Because we have a lot of orange, I'll start with Samantha wanted burgundy. I didn't have burgundy, but I had like a wine color. Oh, I guess I can't really go over top of the canvas. We can't afford the paint to go on the canvas now. I hope you all can still see. I thought I brought everything over. Let's see here. So let's see. We don't want to use much orange. What I'm thinking, so I kind of like the top of it, and okay, now we're just gonna go for it. So I'm just gonna pour again. And I think we're just gonna stay right in the middle. I'm not gonna do anything special. I said I'm not going to do anything special. So what I meant by that is that I wasn't going to go like in and out with it. But as you see, I have gone up and down with it. So if you can, you want to hold the, whatever you're using, a cup or whatever you're using when you're coming up for that last little bit, when you're getting ready to like take the cup away, because the way that it ends, you know, you'll see that in the painting. So I tried to end it well. So let's stretch again. So I'm going to let it go, but I am going to still continue to stretch. Let's see. And we got to get that corner down there, so I guess we'll let it run off down there. Now we're going to bring it back to center. So a little about Samantha. Samantha and I worked at the University of Penn Health System together. And Samantha is a breast cancer survivor. Praise the Lord. God brought her through. Unfortunately, she had a brother that had gotten cancer. I can't remember what kind. And he did succumb to the illness. So Samantha, Paul is in my thoughts. So I'm just kind of like taking it slow, tilting it. We know that we have enough paint. We probably had enough paint before. I was just trying to like get some more color because the orange kind of dominated it at some point. Now, Frida, if you can see, we do have cells. Samantha doesn't like a lot of cells, I know. But we didn't use anything to get them. They just appeared organically. And what do I mean by that? If you haven't heard that spiel before. So there's ways that you can produce cells. You can put silicone in the paint. I'm going to get this last corner. You can put silicone in your paint and that will produce cells. I don't do that. It's very hard when you go to varnish a painting. If you have silicone in your paints, you have to like scrub, you have to get the silicone out of the paints. And so from what I hear, you have to kind of like, depending on how much it is, you have to like scrub it off. And I hear it's like really a nightmare. We're going to come back to center. I just got to get this corner. Let's see. Well, it's not going to go all the way back to center, but we're going to bring it back down some. If it wants to go. Let's see. It's not really moving that much. So let's talk about it for a minute. So if you watched it, this, wait a second. Oh, I thought that was a paper towel or a napkin. So if you, I don't know if anyone else joined, if it's just Samantha and Frida, but if you saw, like, we started with our first straight pour, and this is where that was, right? And then we did another straight pour, but we had to tilt it down to your right corner because we hadn't gotten that corner before I started. And then we had to bring the paint towards me to your right top. And so it's kind of like, it's almost like a definition. If you watched it, you would see like this probably starts our new section almost, and then that was the old section. So I think it's pretty cool. I think that, you know, we did have cells, but for the most part, we stretched them out. So Samantha, I hope you like the use of the colors that you selected. Let me know in the comments. I will comment. If I don't comment tonight, I'm extremely tired. If I don't comment tonight, I'll definitely comment to all of the posts in the morning. Let me do one other thing. Let's see if there's any air bubbles. We want to get them. There were some I saw. And really, you can torch before you stretch. So I'm going to, I'm just trying to see the edges and all. I do have to move it, but I want to work on this edge just a little bit. And I probably, I don't know. Yeah, I probably should like use a popsicle stick and get it off. So why are we using a popsicle stick? We want to get the excess paint off of the canvas because we don't want to leave it there, because if we leave it, we already see that it's fluid and it can pull it. And so then what happens when the paint pulls is that you wake up the next morning and your composition is not the way that you left it. Keep an eye on the way that I use these stands, just to make sure that I have the room under that I can get to use. Let me know what you think about the music. I just try to put a little something on. A little instrumental jazz is what we have. Okay, so I'm going to move the paint away since it's in cups, and then I will move the canvas. I'll see who's on, then we'll talk about the next piece. So we're just going to leave. I'm going to leave the stands right there. Hi, Julie. Hi, Gil. Thanks for joining. You like it, Samantha? I'm so happy. next piece, I think I'm gonna do this 12 by 12. And this will be, oh, I should have moved this. This will be multiple colors, and I'm going to use the, I'm laughing because I'm going to use the blow dryer, and I think that the table is a little far for that. So I might have to move the table closer to the outlet. Let me see. Oh, I think we're good. So this piece is going to include colors from Nigeria, who is my bonus daughter. So she wanted yellow and orange. I'm going to use this orange yellow. I'm going to include some colors that Josie liked, and she liked green and blue. I'm trying to figure out which blue, and I might use different blues. Red for cat, and I'm doing these colors because I think that they'll look really nice together. I'm looking for like the crimson red as well. No, I don't want the pyro red. I think I just want true red. Let's see, and if we have different shades of green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a white center, and then I think I'll just take the other colors out, and then we're going to blow it out in hopes that it looks like tie, that it reminds us of like a tie-dye type of look. You want to hear something really funny? So I was doing this piece, and I was preparing to paint, and there were different shades of gray, and my pouring medium sits in a bottle that is identical to one of my whites. I think it's like titanium white. And so I'm thinking that I'm mixing it with the pouring medium, and I wasn't. I was mixing it with white, and I was looking at it, I was like, this looks kind of thin. And I did not know until I was done with it in like the afternoon. And so it was funny because the person wanted all grays, and I was already not knowing how that would turn out, just all different shades of gray. Like if it would have any contrast to it, like the different shades, would they really show up, or how would it look? But it actually came out pretty nice. I did do another one with the colors. The different shades in there, you know, because there was one that was like a little darker. Boy, oh boy. So the orange, so that's the lemon orange. This is, excuse me, lemon yellow. I'm so tired. Orange yellow. I think that's where I was looking at this bottle. I wanted them maybe not to touch, but they do, so. Red, true red. This is a lot of bubbles, I guess because I'm shaking them. Green. I think we're going to use the sap green, hopefully. say hopefully, because sometimes it gets clogged. I mean, I could get it unclogged. Yay. It's still clogged, but it's making its way out. We'll take it. And then blue. I like when people just say colors, green and blue, or red, you know, and I'm saying that because then I get to decide which shade to use. Why don't we go with the Persian blue? Oh, yikes. I usually have like a shopping bag on top of the tripod, especially like if I'm going to be using the blow dryer and it's not on there. I think I'm going to end it with a little aquamarine on the edges. Let's see what that gives us. Will it give us anything? Will we be able to tell once we blow it out that aquamarine was on our edges? Time will tell. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, put it back on the tray. I will definitely check to make sure you all can see the magic. Sorry if you heard that noise. I was getting my bag. Let me see. I'm going to see how this works out. That looks nice. Hi, Nadira. Nadira's my daughter. Thank you for joining. I'm going to have to move the tripod just a sec. I'm not sure what you all are seeing while I'm doing this. I don't think I did too bad. Again, I just wanted to put something on the tripod because I didn't want to get, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay, I just didn't want to get the paint all over it. Okay, so here we go with this blow dryer. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. I need to kind of pop these bubbles first. Okay. Let's see how our tie-dye turns out. So let me know what you think. I wish I had put like maybe the white, just a smaller bit of white. Yeah, so it's not bad. I think that this is like a 12 by 12. I just think for what I'm doing, maybe it would be better to do it on a larger canvas. It's funny because we have these little pockets of cells that are really cool. I don't know if they'll stay or not. I'm looking around to see what I need to do to the edges. Oh, I knew it was another color I was supposed to use. I was supposed to use purple and I forgot. I'm just looking. I definitely will be trying this again with different colors. So let's see. I have to move it, don't I? I have to move it. So let's see where I'm going to put this one. So I have to. Those colors look really nice. So I'm hoping to partner up with some other artists and go on their platform. They have a show, I guess you say, and they do their art on Wednesday nights. Well, they do their art on Wednesdays, and there's 2 times. I think it's like 11:30, which would be like 2:30 my time. I think they're on the West Coast, and then 7:30, which is 10:30. I'd rather work early and do it at 2:30. Yikes. All right. So let's see. I'm trying. I know that I want to do something with, but the canvas is small. I guess I can still prop it on here. I was going to put that one in a pan. Or maybe what I could do is I could put the pan on here so that it's not sitting in the paint. We'll figure it out. Okay, so this one, I'm going to use some more of the colors that we use. I think I want to do a kiss pour. Does anybody remember a kiss pour, what that is? I will look up in a second. I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Here's the purple that I was thinking of. So we're gonna pull some of the colors out that we already had. We didn't use the crimson red. Maybe we'll use it this time. So let's see. I have to think about these colors in terms of how will they interact with each other? Maybe green, but a different green. How about this phthalo green? This is a nice color. Deep green. Deep green is nice too, and then I have olive green. I'm not going to use all of them, but I might use those. Again, I have to figure out the order. So I'm going to look to see if anybody remembered a kiss pour. Thank you, Samantha. No? Okay. I'll show you. I think I might do something different. Now I wish I had two of these split cups. So I have this split cup and it has 3 wells or 3 sections. And then I'm just going to have to use a regular cup because I don't have another split cup. And I don't want to use the other one that I have. So what's going to happen is that we're going to do a kiss pour with this, and we're going to make them kiss in the middle. So let's see these colors. What colors do we want together? I think we'll go with yellow, orange, and red. And then we'll use the purple and the green. I picked up the dark green, so that's what I'm going with. And maybe blue. But maybe a lighter blue since those colors are dark. So I have brilliant blue and cerulean blue and aqua sky. We'll figure it out. So the first color in is the last color out. So we're going to start with red. So I am going to start with the crimson and then the true. I think you all can still see me. And then we'll go orange. I'll layer them. If we want another layer, I better leave some room. Let's see if we can get a whole nother layer. So what I've decided is the colors that I want to be the last color, so they'll be the last colors that will come out are the purple and the red. And those are colors that Kat picked. Orange and yellow, Najia picked. Let's see. Green and blue, Josie picked. And we did Samantha's colors already. We have one more birthday to represent with our colors. And Sonora, I worked with Sonora. I first met Sonora in Connecticut. We did consulting work together. And then I feel like I think we just met back up in Connecticut. I did 2 tours at Yale. Okay, so because I want the purple to be the last, I'm going to put purple in all of the wells or all of the sections. I don't know what people call these. And then I'm going to use blue. I think I'll use this blue. This is cerulean blue. I shouldn't have put that up so high. That other cup. I shouldn't have put the colors in. I should not have went all the way to the top is what I'm trying to convey. I'm working on a project at work, and I've been waking up like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will actually get up and work. I'm in the testing phase, and some of the results aren't coming out, so having to spend all these hours trying to figure out more build. Alright, we're going to end this with purple. I think we should have enough. I mixed this purple like a little bit ago and just forgot that I had mixed it. I need some more bottles, kinda, sorta. I like the bottles for the organization of it, and sometimes if I mix too much paint, at least I can pour them back in the bottles. I'm not always impressed with the way that the paint comes out of the bottles. Okay, so we did this weird thing where we're doing a split cup in one hand and a regular cup in the other hand, and we're doing a kiss. So we're still going to kiss. So let me let this start for come up. Okay, so a kiss is when they meet. Yikers. So that purple is really deep. The color of it. It's almost like, if you can't see it, I'm not sure how good it's coming out in the camera. It's almost like you may think that it's black. I think this is going to come out like really nice though. Alright. I just want to move this just a little. I like those. I like the different shade. The shade that I used, the green and the shade of blue. We have a few, just a few, not even much to talk about. We have a few cells, but again, not much to talk about. So let's just tilt a little, not going over the edges or anything yet. Let's just stretch. Oh, I was trying not to go off the edge yet. I mean, there's no rule of when you want to tilt the paint off the edge. I feel like the reds, the yellow, the orange, for some reason, now I'm coming off the edges, right? Come on. My gosh, and it still didn't get that pesky corner. That was horrible. I wanted that corner to be covered up. What I was saying about the paint is I think that red and stuff, it just seems like for some reason it's thinner. And it could be because I said that I had that purple for a while. Like, I did thin it back out. But maybe it was still just, I can't believe these corners tonight. The paint isn't going in them. I hope you can still see. I think you can. These corners, I just can't really, I can't get over that one over there, that corner. Let's see. Well, yeah, we're going to bring it back down because look at the way that it is. So hopefully this last piece of canvas will get covered. It's moving like really, really slow. I'm not sure if you can tell that it's moving, but it really is. And this is what I always say about patience. It's definitely a virtue. There's so much paint down here. So we almost got it all. We started with a lot of purple and we're not ending up with much purple. This actually looks nice. Let me know what you think. Do I need to do anything? I'm gonna try to see if the green will come up anymore. Like see if I can bring this up a little bit. I don't know if I can or not. Because like I said, I think that purple may have, although I've thinned it some, it just may, it's not really gonna move that much more. So we have a couple of cells in there. So we have one more painting. So this painting is going to be an experiment, FYI. You know, sometimes we do experiments. That's the fun part. Like some things if you've been following me or following other artists, you kind of know what a straight pour is. Of course, we will never know what it's going to turn out to be totally. And then sometimes we just want to do something new. No, I can't do that. We want to do something new that we've never done before. It's funny, you can't really tell because the paint ran off. So you can't even really tell that I used a split cut down here. Yikes. So again, we want to take a popsicle stick or something and get the excess paint off so it doesn't drag. Alright, so give me a sec, I'm gonna move that. I can hear Carson playing his guitar. What what's a kid to do on Friday night if they're quarantined, right? I don't think I'm gonna use those because they need to be rinsed off. I don't want them to get too messy, so smooth. I'm not gonna rinse them, I'm just gonna take them away. I hope that I can use these. Let's see. Well, we're going to put them in the paint, but that might be what happens. I don't think that the tray is that big. Where's the tray? One of these are not the size that I need. Okay, Indira. You're going to have to bring these in. They might touch, that's fine. Alright, so here's our tray. Let me turn the water off. So this last one, we're going to use a smaller canvas. And Sonora said her favorite colors were pink. So I thought pink, well, I have this nice new toy. Why not give it a whirl? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a black. I thought a black negative space, but maybe we'll just use Payne's Gray. But I thought something darker to contrast with the pinks. So we'll use magenta, we'll use rose, Diva, and I think it's called Candy Pink, right? Yep, Candy Pink. Okay, so my thought is that we are going to start with our negative space of Payne's Gray. I just thought a darker negative space would be best. Now I've not used this flower tool yet. So I'm not sure what it is going to give us. I'm going to check the camera just because I think we started at 90%, which was a good percentage. I think the camera might have other thoughts. Okay. Hi, Aaliyah. Yeah, didn't it look like a sunset in water? Hi, Sonora. You came just in time for the painting I'm doing in your honor. Happy birthday. So Sonora's birthday is actually today. I think I may have mentioned, I can't remember. Samantha's birthday was the 24th. Catherine's birthday was today. Josie's birthday was the 1st. Kiana's birthday was the 1st. We didn't do anything for Kiana today because we did something for Kiana on her birthday to kick off the new year. That was a Friday. And so we were on. I'm going to put a little gold in the center. And then Sonora, the colors I have, I'm going to go like dark light, dark light. So we have magenta, because I'm not sure when you came, rose, Diva Pink, and Candy Pink. But first, why don't I see copper too. Is this copper or bronze? Bronze. I'm not sure that I'm going to put any in. So I'm going to put this one in the center. I don't know if this is supposed to act like a like when I do a open cup. I just don't know. So let's see. Let's do, okay, I know what we'll do. We'll just put them in. Each opening. I don't know what we're gonna get. Yikes. I think this can be exciting not knowing, but in front of a live audience, it could be a little nerve-wracking because you can have like a total flop, and I don't know that I can recover from this flop. Like last week, I was able to recover. I'm not sure about this week. I think what I'll do though, we'll go around once and then we'll do a different layer. It would be cool like if it did start moving like an open cup. Kinda it would be, but then it's kind of like we have this design, right? So what is the purpose in the design? Whoa. Alright, so we're just going to go around. And we're getting ready to come up on our second layer. So why don't we do at least like 2 layers? So we're starting with this one, right? And this is where we started at. So then we're going to have different color pinks. I think what I'm going to do when I lift it, I may blow it out after this because I don't know what to do. I kind of think I'm one too far over. At this point, we're just going to go with it. See, this is why I'm not terribly, they're okay. It's just, I don't know. I think depending on what you do, like they're cut on these bottles, they're nice for organization purposes, but like for what I'm doing right now, I don't feel like they're really that great. Okay, so before I take this off, I'm going to get a straw because I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to blow it out. And then maybe I will figure this out off camera, right? Like, what is the best way to use this? Whoa, I wish I didn't do that, but it's okay. It almost looks like an open cup, but I am going to blow it because there's a lot of paint there, so maybe I shouldn't have put that much. But you don't know these things until you try them. Yeah, it's a lot of paint that, I like that gold. What do you think, Sonar? I'm actually going to have 2. Oh, why did I do that? I could just like turn it, duh. It's actually coming out to be a nice design. So I'm going to blow it and then I will tilt. cannot blow, like, you know, like if you just wanted me to kind of like blow, that wouldn't be it. I can do it with the straw, but I can't just do it. I actually like it. Let me know what you think. It's not all about what I think. I like the Payne's Gray. I think that that's a nice color with these pinks. I'm going to start blowing it off the canvases or as close to the edge that I can get these corners. I really want to know what you all think. Payne's Gray is a color that I love, but I don't like all brands of Payne's Gray. And this isn't one of the brands that I'm particularly crazy about, but I do like it with this piece because I think it gave it enough of a blue tone. Like this Payne's Gray has a lot of a blue undertone. So I'm trying to keep our flowers somewhat. I cannot wait to see your comments because I am pleased with it. I'm going to bring it back. I know you're like, wait a minute, where are you going? I guess we kind of somewhat lost our flower now that I fooled around too much. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Can I recover anything? Let's see, come here first. Let's try to blow this out a little bit. I think like if you see like me, just by me blowing too, we're getting somewhat, they look like petals to me, y'all. Don't hurt my feelings, just go with it. No, you don't have to if you don't see that. Sonora lives in California. I like this in here. There are some aspects that I really like. I think I like it. It's just that maybe if I wanted to blow it, maybe I should have just put a little more paint. I'm not sure. Like I feel like we had a lot of paint to begin with. And I don't know how to keep the flower look. I'm not sure how to use this tool best yet. Sonora, I would like to know what you think. We don't even really see the gold anymore. Okay, I want to get the paint off, but I don't want to stretch it that much. I actually have a mini blower that I use sometimes too, but I thought that this straw trick would be good. I'm just trying to keep some of the composition that we started with at the same time covering the canvas. It's really interesting the color that the the rose made with the Payne's Gray. All right, I'm going to look up to see what you all think of this. Let me get this last corner. Okay, so let's see if there's some paint somewhere. So let me go like right here, like I'm playing pool or something. I need to hit the ball. All right, that's probably going to be the best I could do with that. Okay, so this was our last piece. So how many paintings did we do tonight? Oh, you know what? I'll look up. There was one more thing I wanted to do. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it though. I had this grand finale thing in mind. Thank you, Sheila. I'm looking for a text from you. So, hi, Neen. Neen is my oldest sister. Thanks for joining. Oh, yikes. Let me think. How was I going to do that? I think I gotta think of something. I wanted to do one more thing. Maybe we'll save it for next week. Yeah, why don't we just save it? So the only thing I'm going to do is try to see if there's enough paint to cover the edges. Thank you everyone for joining. So we haven't used all the toys, but how many toys did we use, or tools? We used 3 tonight. I think it's only one more. It's either 1 or 2. One is like this funnel that has sections to it, like a split type of cup type sections. And I thought that was the last tool that I had. I'm not sure. I forget. Yes, I hope this dries really well. I wish there was like a little more pink in there. I'm not sure I can bring anything out. Where did I do my straw? Gee whiz. Just trying to get these edges. If you all have to go, I definitely understand. So for Valentine's Day, I'm going to do a Zoom paint party. Let me know if you're interested in purchasing a kit. We probably will use Valentine's Day colors, so pinks and reds, I'm thinking. I haven't thought about what technique we'll use, but we'll come up with something fun. All right, so thank you. Let's see, we did a lot of color sharing tonight. Like Sonora's was just colors that she chose. She didn't choose the negative space color, the Payne's Gray, but her colors were pink. And then we had the Sunset Beachy look, I think is what Aaliyah said. I thought that too, Aaliyah, if you're still there. And those were colors shared from a number of people. We did Samantha's colors, which were burgundy, orange, yellow, and gold. And then we did the sunburst again. We used an array of colors to represent quite a few people. So happy birthday to all the January birthdays. Let me see if I can remember everybody. Let's start at the top of the month with Kiana, my daughter. So happy birthday, Kiana. Najia Carson, my son. Najia is my bonus daughter. Josie was January 1st also. Happy birthday to Josie. Josie is an actress and an acting coach. Then Samantha, Catherine, and Sonora. So there were 2 birthdays today, Catherine, aka Kat, and Sonora, and then the other birthdays. So happy birthday to all of the January babies. And thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate your support. Please check out my YouTube channel. I haven't posted in a little bit, but I will as soon as I'm done with this major project at work. And I will be posting this to YouTube for people that don't have Facebook. And we will be back next Friday, God willing. So until we meet again, cheers to painting. Alrighty, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Sheila. Hi, Miss Georgia. Thank you for joining. And I will address everyone's messages either tonight or in the morning. Again, thank you and have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care.